Greetings and welcome to our channel Insight and Exploration. Top 10 classic movies in our opinion from 1940 which you must watch if you are a classic movie fan. At number 10 we have Gaslight. It's a psychological thriller released in 1944 based on the play by Patrick Hamilton directed by George Cukor with Charles Boyer, Ingrid Bergman and Joseph Cotten in lead. This movie was nominated for 7 Oscars.
Where did you find that?
In this score, she must have left it here. It's written by somebody called Sergius Bauer.
Give it to me.
It's a story about a woman whose husband slowly manipulates her into believing that she is going insane. If you haven't watched it yet, give it a try if you are a fan of psychological thriller.
And what makes you do these crazy, twisted things?
Gregory, are you trying to tell me I'm insane?
It's what I'm trying not to tell myself.
But that's what you think, isn't it? That's what you've been hinting and suggesting for months now, ever since...
Since what?
Since the day I lost your brooch.
Moving on. Number 9. Holiday Inn.
On this day of independence, on this Independence Day, listen to an American troubadour from the USA.
Released in 1942, is a great musical film. So great, in fact, it won Oscar for its song White Christmas.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
Directed by Mark Sandrick, and performances by Fred Astaire, Bing Crosby, and Marjorie Reynolds.
You'll be the grandest lady in the Easter parade.
Story of movie is about a guy who opens up a hotel which is active only during holidays with holiday theme. So if you like holidays and wanna hear song and see the enjoyment in them, you should check out this movie. Next on the list is number 8, The Shop Around the Corner.
I put all these goodie bags over there on the shelf.
All right.
Is that the way you wanted it?
Yes.
If you have seen lots of movies growing up where main leads fight with each other and falls in love with each other, well, let me tell you that this movie, The Shop Around the Corner, started that tradition,
Regardless of what I
and many remakes like 1998 film You Got Mail with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan, directed by Ernst Lubitsch, with one of the greatest actors of all times, James Stewart.
says against you, I think you're a gentleman.
Well, try to be.
Oh, Mr. Frolic, you have...
And very beautiful Margaret Sullavan.
For instance, when I was with Feldish Brothers and Sons, well, the sons were all right, but the brothers, Mr. Kralik. And that's why I like it here so much. When you say, Miss Novak, let's go into the stockroom and put some bags on the shelf. Well, you really want to put some bags on the shelf. And that's my idea of a gentleman.
Well, I just don't believe in mixing bags of pleasure.
The Shop Around the Corner is the must rom-com for everyone
Yes, Miss
who
Novak.
loves
About that
rom-com.
doll.
Now, I'm sorry, but I had to
But
do
I
that.
want to thank you. I'm so glad you did it. You know, in the bottom of my heart, after thinking it all over, you're so right. That blouse was awful.
Oh, no, not all.
Yes,
No,
it was. Of course, I wouldn't admit it at the time, but what woman would? We hate to admit we were wrong. That's why we're so feminine.
Oh, well. This is the first time you've shown a little sense.
Next on the list is number 7, Notorious. There is no way in world that Alfred Hitchcock movies doesn't make in top 10. Any best movie list is impossible to make without him. Released in 1946, Notorious is an Alfred Hitchcock film starring legendary Cary Grant and gorgeous Ingrid Bergman. It's a story about a woman is asked to spy on a group of Nazi friends in South America, and how far will she have to go to ingratiate herself with them.
I'm sorry to intrude on this tender scene. I knew it before
It's
you
one of the
loved it
best
before.
spy noir movie to watch
I
at
wasn't
any
as lucky as you.
time. Moving on to number 6 on the list is The Great Dictator. This 1940 movie is the first true sound movie made by Charlie Chaplin. Many people and critics consider it to be his greatest movie.
You recognized him. It's Adenoid Hinkle, the Fooey of Tomania.
It's a story about dictator Adnoid Hinkle who tries to expand his empire, while a poor Jewish barber tries to avoid persecution from Hinkle's regime.
The ruthless dictator and Charlie resemble each other like two peas in a pod, except that while Adenoid Hinkle makes millions of people tremble, Charlie makes them die of laughter.
Watching this movie is so fun that this movie will make anyone laugh non-stop for minimum 2 hours. Next up on the list is number 5, And There Were None. Released in 1945, based all-time best-selling classic novel of same name by Agatha Christie and directed by Ren Clair, with an assembled cast of talented actors and full of mystery, is a masterpiece. The story of the movie revolves around the 7 guests, a newly hired personal secretary, and 2 staff are gathered on an isolated island by an absent host, and someone begins killing them off one by one. They work together to determine who the killer is. Could it be one of them? It's a great movie to watch for the first time with friends if they haven't watched it yet. Next is Suspicion. Released in 1941 and directed by great Alfred Hitchcock with Cary Grant and John Fontaine in it, is a romantic psychological thriller which will make your heart beat racing like you never felt it before. It's a movie where a shy spinster runs off with a charming playboy who turns out to be penniless, a gambler, and dishonest in the extreme. She comes to suspect that he is also a murderer and that he is attempting to kill her.
first meeting on the hilltop.
Now, what did you think I'd do? Kill you? Nothing less than murder can justify such a violent self-defense.
So,
I want nothing but to spend the rest of my life with you.
It's a must-watch movie for
If you were to
anyone
die
who
first,
loves
I-
psychological thriller. It's a
I would
movie that
die
cannot be
first.
explained and only can be
from
experienced.
that moment on, my life was...
Moving on to number 3, Casablanca. It's a Best Picture Oscar-winning movie everyone have heard about. Released in 1942, directed by Michael Curtiz. Film stars Humphrey Bogart, Ingrid Bergman, and Paul Hendred. Is a movie set during World War II. It focuses on an American expatriate who chooses between his love for a woman and helping her, and her husband, a Shi's resident leader, escape from the Vichy-controlled city of Casablanca to continue his fight against the Germans. This movie is so great. If you Google best movies of all time, it will be in top 10 of every major magazines in the world. It's an epic movie which everyone should watch in their lifetime. For number 2, many people will be angry for not putting this on number 1 spot, but here everyone is allowed to have different opinion. So, number 2 is Citizen Kane. Released in 1941, film by Orson Welles, its producer, co-writer, director and star. If you ask anyone in any filmmaking and directing all over the world about their top 3 movies ever made, Citizen Kane will be on everybody's list. It is so great and legendary that words cannot capture its zenith of brilliance. If you love movies, not even love, if like movies, everyone should watch Citizen Kane. probably be very curious about which film can be number one. It's none other than It's a Wonderful Life. Released in 1946, the film stars James Stewart as George Bailey.
Shaking the dust of this crummy little town off my feet, and I'm gonna see the world.
A man who has given up his dreams in order to help others and whose imminent suicide on Christmas Eve brings about the intervention of his guardian angel, Clarence Odbody.
You remember me, George Bailey?
And how different life would be for his wife Mary and his community of Bedford Falls if he had never been born.
You want the moon?
It's not epic and great like some other movies on the list, but this movie is the one that keeps the spirit up in humanity.
I wish I had $1 million.
This is the movie which makes you appreciate life and what a wonderful gift it is given by the God. It makes you feel joyful, and that is how everyone should feel in life. It's a movie which can be watched every year with your whole family, especially on holidays, and it feels like an event.
10:45 p.m. Earth
So
time.
that was the list.
That man will be
Thanks for
thinking
watching the
seriously
video.
of
Please
throwing
like the
away
video if you
God's
enjoyed the
great
list. And comment your favorite movie down below, which is not on the list and should be number one.
I don't want any plastic, I don't want any ground floors, and I don't want to get married ever to anyone. You understand that? I want to do what I want to do.